All right, so I didn't finish switching around the weed eater motors yet. So inside that housing on the front of the motor, the clutch drum and the spline socket is held in by a little snap ring. So it goes like, there's a little slot around the spline socket, and the snap ring goes in it and holds it in place around the bearing. And so I have a snap ring tool, it's just I can't find the handle for it. I have all the little plier pieces, and I tried using my some needle nose pliers to go in the hole to open it up, but it wasn't budging. I couldn't put enough stress on it before it slipped out. So I need to find that tool, and it'll come off super easy, and I can swap the things around and then put everything back together the way I want it. Out snap ring. So I got off the clutch. These were friction fit, so they're a pain in the butt to get back on. So I'm just kind of slightly sanding them down just to kind of see where they go. I mean, and they don't go in all the way either, so what you have to do, I'm gonna hope this freaking works. Get that super cold to where it shrinks it. And then I can come back and pound this in. That is a little bit more. I can. That's far enough. Gonna go. So that's in. It's the pliers that hook in. All the way at the bottom, snapped on. So now I have a weed eater thing on that's gonna be on my G24 LS. Okay. Hold on. I'm smarter than this. A little bit of lubricant. Gotta have lube. Man, it's a tight hole, you know? There we go. Now I've got the rubber parts on. Crank this sucker up. Okay. Little bitty tiny workbench covered in a mess. So now I have my clutch drum and the housing for the G24 LS. Now let me get that motor. Oh, it's over there. Oh, what's this one? So that's this motor. Hold on, okay. Close your nose. There's that. I'm going to attempt to. Oh, look at that. And there's nothing else messed up on it? No? It fits. Oh, hold on. There's a little clip that holds these wires on. Okay. Just to keep it. Okay. Now I need some screws. And then I drained out all the fuel yesterday. It was in there. But this thing actually ran pretty good. I have no complaints about it running. Okay, I need to get my screwdriver. I can have a powerful weed eater. Well, it's only an 1/8 horsepower difference than the original motor, but it probably comes with a little bit more torque too, because you got about, I think it's like a cc.5 difference. Okay, let's look at, I mean, this is 23. I was using this edger like during the summer almost every time I cut the grass, but then like early spring, winter, it's like you don't have to edge as much, so I didn't use it as much as the weed eater itself. There we go. Okay. Probably this one. This looks about right. Go in the front right here. Yeah. Now I bought these when I got the house in 2007. So I didn't use them for probably about 5 or 6 grass cutting seasons because my neighbor was cutting grass at the time. And so I just used him to cut my grass because I was having a lot of allergies issues and stuff, so I didn't want to deal with any of the issues with cutting grass, so I just deferred it to him, and that worked out pretty good. He came to me crying like, hey, my wife's sick, I can't cut grass anymore. He came up to me like, hey, Mr. Neil, I can't cut grass anymore, so it's like, okay. And then now he actually looks too sickly to cut grass, so I had started cutting. So I had the weed eater that had been sitting for 6 or 7 years straight, and so I was amazed that I was able to get it started up and running with no problems. Yeah, so I was surprised that the weed eater and edger, they just started right up after sitting there for like 6 or 7 years, and like nothing ever happened. Like, okay, start me up, and fits. And this goes to here. And this one goes in here. Okay, let me get my Allen wrenches. Let me get this one all the way down. Okay. All the way down. I've been wanting to do this for a couple years now, but I'm glad it fit. It's a little bit of work, but I got to figure it out. I knew they wouldn't have like engines that wouldn't fit, and everything has to be about the same. If I had to, I would that's probably tight enough. Let me make sure this one's tight in the middle. Yeah, that's tight. Okay, sweet. That part is done. Get this. Okay. Got all the, let me get the wiring. Okay, I need to back up some. So I got this trigger. I got a switch. I need one square bolt. One like this. Oh, 2 square bolts. Another. That's okay. Put a little lubricant in there. I get some electrical tape and I'm gonna tape all this together so it sticks. Feels like it still has a good balance. Screw number 1. Do you know what I made? Mm-hmm. This is a monster. Okay. Stop. Let's put on the spark plug. Boop. Okay. You ready to test it? Okay. Let me open up the door. We're gonna fill it up with some gas. And we're gonna light this monkey. Fill this thing up. Got some special hot rod go-go juice. Go in here. Let me shake it a little bit. Okay, that's probably good. Cap. Let's prime it. Turn on. Prime. Oh yeah. Okay, you ready? It works. I like it. So, the only thing I've ever changed on this engine is the air filter. The only thing I ever changed. And you can see, the air filter had rotted out at one point. That's the only thing I ever changed on here. Everything else is original. Spark plug, everything. So from 2007 until now.
How many years is that?
So 17 years, and all I've done was change out the air filter on this engine. And on this weed eater, I've changed out the engine, and it runs pretty good. I was thinking about putting a carburetor kit on it, but let's start it up again just to make sure. Yeah, it runs. So I'm gonna be using this at the Hideaway tomorrow. I'm so happy. I'm happy I got it all to fit and work, and oh my goodness, I love this. Okay. What I've actually done is I've done a weed eater motor swap on a Red Max. What is this? The TR 2300S. I think the newer model's the TR 2500S, and they have. But yeah, so I've put. There was the G20 LS motor. Now there's a G24 LS motor, so a little bit more power, about an eighth. Well, factory spec says about an eighth of a horsepower more. Like a cc and a half more displacement. So with that said, let's finish this build off. I got one more thing I want to do to it. So last thing I want to do on this weed eater is I want to change out this head. I have one that's easier to spool up than this one, and it works really good on this weed eater. So on the steel combi trimmer, it doesn't work good for some reason. It makes all this racket, and it just doesn't work very good. So let me find the right adapter. What's nice about this thing is instead of having to open it up and wind it each time, you just feed the line through it. Just let it. Throw that in the rain for a little bit. Stick this through here. Because now, when you bump it, see it does like that. Right here, you can see there's a hole all the way through. Okay, there's that. Next is I need to grease the head so I don't burn it up. Just gonna clean off this area right here. If you have a grease gun, this one is, I mean, it's really old school. There's a greaser fitting on here, but I had a grease gun, but for some reason, I don't know why, they just don't last for me. Like, I can get a few uses out of it, the next thing you know is it explodes. Just gonna stick this. Just wanna make sure I get enough in there. Little fitting back on. Been getting on there. Yeah. That's pretty good. For those that don't know, and I think most homeowners didn't know, because I didn't know this until last year, is that weed eater string needs to be kept damp for it to work right. I don't know why. It sounds like the weirdest thing. You have to keep the string healthy. Yeah, you keep it moist and it brings back the resiliency of the string. It's like, there we go. Wind it up. Off of me. And it winds it up inside the spool. They have a couple brands of these. Oh, this is Oregon. On my electric weed eater, I put I think it was the Echo brand. Let's see, and now we'll go. Now I have weed eater string. I didn't have to fool with everything, and so yeah. So let me go test it out real quick. Yeah, this is Speed Feed 450. Yeah. All right. Start. Now you can see I have longer string. So yeah, so now I have everything done on here. It's greased. Change out the head, change out the engine. I'll see how it runs tomorrow, and I may put on do like a carburetor rebuild on it, change out the spark plug, you know, just because it's old, you know. But yeah, so it's ready to rumble. See if I could get this back here now.